Hi, Tony DeWitt here, Missouri appellate attorney and a guy who likes to make the law make sense on YouTube. Today we're going to talk about how you can help your lawyer when you need legal help. I'll have more on that in just a second. Well, lots of times when people go to a lawyer, it isn't to sue someone. It's because they have a legal question. They have a path they want to pursue. For example, a business they want to open. And they don't know how to navigate the complex maze of regulations that are out there. Or sometimes they're engaging in an activity and someone has said, hey, what you're doing is illegal. And that pulls them up short and they realize they need to go find out from a lawyer whether or not what they're doing is indeed illegal. So today we're going to talk a little bit about how you help your lawyer and indeed wind up reducing your fee if you plan for a visit with your lawyer before you actually go to a visit with your lawyer. So let's start out with sort of the ground rules about how you help your lawyer. First, and I think probably most important, you need to find a lawyer who practices in the area where you have a problem. Now, a lot of us have friends who are lawyers and we just call them up and say, hey, I've got this problem, and we launch into it and they go, stop, that's not what I do. Indeed, if you called a personal injury lawyer with a question about maybe a contract or a bond issue, they probably wouldn't be able to help you. But they can probably tell you who can help you, and that is an excellent start. You want to find your way first to a lawyer who works in the area where you have a problem and who can help you. So again, let's look at sort of the major ground rules about how you help your lawyer. The first of these is you come with focused questions, as the slide shows you. You come with focused questions because that's the best way to get the lawyer focused on your problem. You be direct in your communications. And by direct, what I mean is if what you have to tell the lawyer is that you need help with a particular problem, you don't have to give him your entire life story before you get to that problem. That goes into the third element, which is be respectful of your lawyer's time. Many lawyers will give you at least at the beginning, half an hour to an hour as an initial consult to determine whether or not they can help you. I know from my own personal view, I don't like to try to help I don't like to charge someone if I don't think I can help them. So I want to find out if I can help you first before I sign you to a contract or tell you that I'm going to help you. And then finally, understand that the product your lawyer is selling is not like a book you can go down to Barnes & Noble and buy or get off of Kindle. The thing that your lawyer is selling you is experience and education. They've been through law school 3 years, but the real lawyering that they've done, the lawyering that they've done after they've gotten out of law school, that's what makes their advice valuable. I can tell you that when I first got out of law school, I thought everything was a case. And it took a good 7 or 8 years to convince me that not everybody who wanted my help could actually benefit from my help. So those are the ground rules. Let's look at those a little bit more carefully. Focused questions. Well, what are focused questions? Focused questions are questions that get to the heart of the matter. For example, if you say, I want to know if I'm staying within the law, that is very unfocused because I have to know what it is you're doing in order to tell you whether or not you're staying within the law. On the other hand, if you ask me a direct question, as one of my friends who is a ham radio operator did, if I use a simplex repeater, do I violate Part 97 of the FCC regulations? Because as a ham radio operator, everybody knows Part 97 controls. Every ham knows that. So they can bring that question to me. I can give them a direct answer on that question. If you go into your lawyer and say, can I break a contract? Again, that's a vague question because I have to know what kind of contract it is and why you might want to break it. But if you go in and you say, look, I contracted with a lawn service, they promised to do my lawn every 2 weeks, and it's been sometimes 3 weeks before they've gotten around to cutting my lawn. They don't clean up after themselves. They're just not doing a very good job. Can I break the contract? Again, if you hand me the contract and I can read it, then I can probably give you a direct answer. So focused questions are always much better than vague questions, and that's the point that I'm trying to make. Talk about being direct. Direct communication is good communication because it removes ambiguities. One of the things that I often tell people is the answer to every legal question is it just depends. If you come in and you ask me, can I break this contract? The answer is going to be, well, it just depends. And what it depends on are the facts and the law. And I may not know that when I sit down to talk to you because I am going to have to research that. For example, with this Part 97 question, I had to go back through and read the regulations to come up with an answer to that question. And so, as a result of that, I know when I talk with you, if you ask me direct questions and provide me with direct information, that helps. Now, if you are already doing something that you think is unlawful, you need to put that into words that are crisp and clear at the outset. I bought this simplex repeater. I put it on the 15th floor of my cousin's building, and as a result, I can use it to talk to my friend who's 30 miles away. Well, that may sound like a good idea, but we have to look at that and we have to research that to figure out whether or not that's a problem. But giving me that direct information up front makes it much easier for me to answer that question. If you have a contract issue, bring the contract with you. Highlight the important parts that you think apply. Your read of the contract is going to be important because you signed it, and what you believed at the time that you signed it may be important. But here's the thing. Don't provide too much information. One of the things that I think drives a lot of people in service professions crazy is somebody who comes in and starts their conversation with, well, back when dinosaurs roamed the earth, and then proceeds forward from that. We don't need all of that backstory. What we need to know is what's the issue you need help with, and why do you need help with it, and whether or not we can help is what we need to be able to give you as our product. So don't provide the entire history of the world part 3, just give the people the information that they need. Be respectful of the lawyer's time. Tell us what you need to know, again, but not your life story. Answer our questions. And if you realize that your lawyer is going to give you a little bit of a free consult, try to wrap it up within 30 minutes if you can. The lawyer will greatly appreciate that. Get your questions out, have them written down. A lot of times, one of the things that makes it much more helpful for your lawyer is to have a written set of facts. This happened on day 1, this happened on day 2, this happened on day 3, this is what they said, this is what I said. And you hand that to the lawyer, and it's very effective in giving him something to work from. We call this preparing a chronology, particularly in medical malpractice cases. We ask for what happened when, and that's very useful to us. So again, writing things down and bringing them with you is very helpful to your lawyer. And another thing that I think is really important, if you call your lawyer after you leave, do not always expect to get the lawyer on the phone when you call, because lawyers have appointments throughout the whole day. And it's very likely that you're not going to be able to get him on the phone. So the best thing you can do is call and leave a message and expect a call back. If you don't get a call back within 24 hours, call again and make sure you say, look, this is the second request and I need to hear from that person. If you don't do that, then the person who is taking the phone messages may not realize that it's important to you. Finally, the lawyer's advice is their stock in trade. That's what they have to sell. Legal fees are going up. Just like everything in this economy, legal fees are going up because lawyers have mouths to feed as well. So understand that the time and experience that they put in is valuable to you in the long run. particularly if it prevents you from getting sued or if it enables you to escape liability if you are sued. Now, let's talk about the thing no lawyer likes to talk about. What if you have a problem with your lawyer? If you have a problem with the fee, most bar associations have either fee mediation, or some of them have binding fee arbitration. These services are designed to make the process transparent and fair and to ensure that you have to pay only a reasonable fee. Every bar association has a requirement that your lawyer's fee be reasonable under the circumstances. And so going to the bar if you have a fee dispute is an excellent idea. And if for some reason your lawyer just goes out in left field and you can never get a hold of them, that's what the bar's disciplinary administrator is for. They can assist you with filing a complaint if indeed your lawyer isn't playing by the rules. So there you have it. That's how I think the best way you can help your lawyer do his or her job is to go out there and give them the information they need, but no more information than they need. Ask direct questions, be focused, respect their time. They will respect you and they will love working for you if indeed you can do these things for them. If you found this helpful, please like, share, subscribe. You know all this stuff to do. But if you have questions, leave them in the comments down below. I'll be happy to try to get to those. And as always, I appreciate you watching this channel. And I hope you have a terrific day.